Good afternoon. We're chatting with Mr. David Nahai. We're here at the 30 years after second annual conference. You are a panelist. You've seen this organization grow and blossom in the last 2 years. Can you tell me the overall impact this group has had on the local Iranian Jewish community and other related politics?
Well, this is a truly extraordinary organization, founded and for the most part run by a group of young Persian Jews who haven't even seen Iran. And yet they've come to symbolize the very essence of what it means to be Iranian Jewish Americans. And they've managed to gather this community in a way that few organizations have managed to before, and to give it a sense of its own identity and a sense of confidence, which, as I say, is just exceptional and truly commendable. And they've also, I think, managed to provide that bridge that has eluded so many organizations in the past, that bridge between mainstream America and this blossoming, flourishing, growing Persian Jewish population. And so, my hat's off to all of the organizers of the event. It's absolutely fantastic, and I feel privileged to be a part of it.
There's been some controversy with the local unions and the hotel, and 30 years after organization got pulled into some of that controversy. Do you think that the organization had any ill intent towards the unions? I know there's been some kind of animosity, there's been some difficulties. Can you shed light on that? And then, is this community not friendly to the unions? What is the true feeling of this organization from your perspective and your opinions?
Oh, this is a non-partisan organization. It takes great pains to gather people from the whole gamut of the political spectrum. It goes to great pains to provide a platform to people with all kinds of views, Republican, Democrat, people from other parties. It bears no ill intent whatsoever to either the management side or the union side. I think 30 years after found itself caught in the crossfire between a fight that has nothing to do with 30 years after. This is a labor dispute. Management has its position. Labor has its position. We each have our own personal opinions about this issue. I personally wish that the Hyatt Corporation had resolved this matter with its workers a long time ago, so that organizations such as 30 years after wouldn't have to be in this position. But when 30 years after discovered this issue, that the union was objecting to Democrats coming to this event, 30 years after immediately contacted the union, tried to engage, I think in a very positive manner, to try to secure an exception for this event. The union wasn't willing to agree to that because it didn't want to set a precedent. Management was equally immovable in its position that it wasn't going to change its contract with 30 years after, and so on. So I think 30 years after found itself in an impossible situation, did a yeoman's job, a truly admirable job, in trying to deal with the two opposing factions, and ultimately decided that it had to go forward with this event because of its contractual obligations and because of just the sheer impossibility of moving a convention of this size to another location. But ill intent, malice, none whatsoever.
Thank you for chatting with us, sir.